2nd and 7. Looking for a man. It's Levin. Escapes the pressure to his right. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder, but the snapping the football, everybody being on time, man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Trying to make magic with his feet.
On the 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, it's the scrambling ability of this quarterback that goes and picks up the 1st down. He was so calm back there. He never got flustered. Nobody open, no problem. If you give this guy 1 yard to run, he's going to tuck it and take off, and that's exact.
Might have a chance. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. The Tigers have their offense in high gear. On 1st down, it's Durham again. They're just trying to flex the muscle. They get him down at the 34 after a pickup of 4.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect. And, man, that's not a surprise that they come to their go-to guy early. This is an offense that's so much fun to watch, and it's because they know who they are. They know how to get the ball to their playmakers. And on the first drive, Palmer, get your guy a touch, get him involved. You know receivers got some feelings, Jesse. I love that they're getting him lathered up and a touch early in this football game.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys who feels like he's open every single play, so it is a good idea to get him going early. For the defense, that's a bit of a jab in the face right there, because you came into this game, you know who's going to get the ball. You know where they're throwing it, and you've got to do a better job now disguising your coverages to try and limit him and take him away as much as possible.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the 1st down.
Great awareness that time by the safety. He's obviously spent a lot of time in the film room. The D-line was upfield. It looked like that one might be a big gainer on the running back screen, but did you see how fast the safety came screaming down? He saw that thing coming from a mile away. He's able to make a big-time stop.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good
field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th and long. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And it's incomplete. The long pass on 4th down is to no avail.
Coaches talk about it all the time. We're going to be aggressive. Well, they're aggressive on that first drive. They go for it on 4th down. No dice. Now you put your defense on the field. I like the aggressiveness, but now you got to deal with some of the consequences.
Makes the grab down the left side. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
How great is it to have a running back who can basically run your entire route tree? You don't see a lot of guys line up and then run vertically down the field, get open, and make a big play. This dude is special.
He goes out of bounds across the 25, mark it at the 24, and this defense, its head is spinning.
And that's why, as a former quarterback, man, I love these drag routes, because if you get the right cover.
And the quarterback is toast back at the 35.
And that was a big objective for this defense coming into the game. Talking to coaches, we want to keep him in the pocket. We don't want him to use his wheels. He's fast, he's elusive, can make big plays. Nice job by the defense keeping him in the pocket and getting the sack.
Really need to pick up some yardage this time on 2nd and long. Here's Reed to throw. Lets it go. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And he's wrapped up after Solid return on the pick. They'll snap it from the 37 for the first play of this drive. Now the play fake. Moving out of the pocket. He'll try to do it himself. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
There's a crease. They finally get to him. And what a play there to pick up the first down.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big gain for the offense.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Durham. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. They'll go right back to him. He's there to make the stop.
And a lot of times the fit up front, you know, linebackers are fitting holes and that ball bounces and it's supposed to go somewhere. And sometimes it goes to a DB and the offense will get a W. Like, he'll get a win because you'll break a tackle. How about the tackle by that young fella? I know he likes to cover, but I love the way he comes up and makes the tackle.
The 12th man more than standing at the ready. They are bringing the heat on third down. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He was thinking big return, didn't get that, but boy, did he give his offense an opportunity at the 31.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board. You still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
They'll run the RPO and throw it right. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
And a great job by the defense seeing it right away, reacting to the screen, going and getting the football, and getting the fast playmaker on the ground.
They got 3 on the last pass. Here comes 2nd and 7. The run inside. It's Owens. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
It's 3rd and 5. Throwing Reed. Pressure coming. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Great job by the defense dialing out some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
The Aggies come to the line trying to convert on 4th down. Quarterback making checks. 4th down, Reed. Got his man on the right. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
You got to love this guy's speed, and obviously throughout his football career, it's paid dividends for him, but this ain't high school anymore. You just can't outrun everybody like you used to back on Friday nights. This defense is fast. They were able to get him outside of the pocket, chase him down, bring him to the ground for a huge loss.
And the Aggies now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. The clock winds down to 2 minutes, and we will take a pause for the 2-minute timeout. Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack.
Here we go. Ready. Blue 85. Blue 85. Copper.
Motion from the wideout. Reed. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. Pass is knocked away, incomplete. And how good is it to have a linebacker who can cover that much ground?
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
Chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a 3rd and long. This one from the 44. To the air, it's Reed. Safe completion on the screen. Oh, he's got some space. They'll stop him just short of the first down marker on the screen. They've already converted once on 4th down on this drive. They are unafraid to make everywhere 4-down territory. He wants to change this route. Marcel Reed to throw for it on 4th. Oh, they're after him. Gets drilled as he releases it, and the ball just trickles to the ground.
Nice job by the defense. Great pass defense, getting in the lanes, doing a really good job understanding they were going to throw the football on this 4th down. They played it well. Incomplete pass. Defense turns to offense.
Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Durham. At midfield, he's got room. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
Gain of 29 on the play. Good enough for first down.
This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far. But starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Grabbed behind the line, it's Green. Good throw and catch, takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. They might have the defense's head spinning a little bit now. Hit him with a big run, now they hit him with a big pass.
Man, it's so hard for him.
And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Tigers. Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Takes the handoff. It's Owens. Found a little bit of running room on that one, but he's brought down and the clock continues to run.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Reed. Makes the catch. It's Horton. They get him on the ground, but that'll be enough to give Texas A&M a first down. Timeout taken here by the Aggies. That'll be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Looking for a productive play on first down. The offense changing the play. Looking to throw, it's Reed. Moving out to the right. On the run, fires downfield. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Here's Reed to throw. Stepping to the right. Looking for his man in the middle. Hits him inside the 20, still going. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14. They get the timeout called here, and probably just enough time for one more snap to put up points before the half. And as we work our way toward halftime, timeout on the field. They'd love nothing better than to add a 3-ball here before the break. The field goal is no good. Yellow hankies flying, so let's see if the kicker's going to get another chance. So it's first down, but with just a few seconds, they'll try to put up a 3 before halftime. From the left hash, this one shouldn't be too much trouble. Dead center perfect. And the field goal to end the half takes us to halftime. Just about set to get this second half underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half. He lobs one high down the left side. He's got it up to 30. What a play all the way inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 29.
This offense not wasting any time. First play of the third quarter, and they're aggressive, taking a shot. You know they had some conversations in the locker room at halftime.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Well, the offense getting a little bit greedy, I think. They had an explosive play the play prior, and they decided to try to pile on, throw the ball right away. But the defense was ready for it. What a great job up front, defeating the block and getting the sack, creating a negative play.
Throwing right. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping to run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
Oh, it's picked off. Not the second half start they'd hoped for.
Third in Africa is extremely difficult. When I know it's a passing situation, I get to rush the passer and pin my ears back. I get to put more DBs on the field to drop back and really play pass coverage. You can tell the offense was trying to force it, trying to get that first down, makes the big mistake.
Here's Caden Durham to begin the drive. Breaks into the open. Completely shot a bolt of energy into this drive. Inside the 40, finally stopped at the 39.
And busting big runs like this, we always talk about the running backs, but it's the big boys up front paving their lanes, those receivers gluing on those DBs that make these plays really go for big yardage.
And how about those receivers? Not just the glamour of catching passes, but doing some dirty work, too.
No doubt. When they get on those guys in the second level and get on those DBs, that's when you break those big, long runs.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. Here comes the option. Now the pitch. Stop behind the line of scrimmage, and that is a rare sight for this defense today against this guy.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There's a lot of green grass and space out in front of him. If he just holds on to that football, he might not score a touchdown, but he's definitely going to be able to at least get positive yards. I think that's a play on the option the quarterback would like to have back.
Working their way closer and closer, a third down conversion, and they've got it at the 26.
And that's a nice job by this offense. They got to find a way to continue to string good plays together. They've had a few, but they haven't put 3, 4, 5, 6 together, putting a drive like this together. Now, let's go pay this thing off and punch it in the end zone.
You got to love the physicality up front by the defense there, allowing only a minimal gain. These are big bodies on the D-line. They eat up blocks, allow the linebackers to run free and make stops.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Scanning the field, it's Levitt. Oh, look, Ma, one hand. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
Well, that's about as impressive as a short gain and catch as you're ever going to see. I mean, didn't get the first, didn't go very far downfield, but it was pretty lucky. He caught it with one hand. I guess there's that.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Active hands from the defense forcing that incomplete pass.
You got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. Third down, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone. He tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. The lead now 7 here in the third quarter.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Pulls it, fired complete. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The Aggies want to pick up the tempo. He might want another play. Throwing Reed. He wants to go deep. Upstairs to make the catch. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. How long have the Aggies been fishing for jumbo plays like that one?
just dying for it. They just want high-flying offense. They want fun. They want excitement. They had it back in the day with Johnny Manziel. Been searching for those big-time plays, that big-time offense since that point.
Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working. Ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock.
Here's a little room there.
Football is about adjustments. First half, line up, pound strong, pound strong. Second half, great job. You're going to move your defense and shift to try to account for that. Boom, we'll pull some guys and run a counter backside and have some success.
From the gun on third down, it's Marcel Reed. Fires to the tight end. Gets enough for the first down, but not sure they'll get another playoff here in the third quarter. Guys, LSU has the lead here. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Reed. Blasted as he lets it go. Grabbed in the middle. It's Riley. Brought down at the 10-yard line, and a nifty pickup after the grab on that one. Big drive for this offense late, trying to tie the game. They pieced together a couple of first downs, and here they come again.
214 close. 674, take off. 674, take off.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Back to pass, it's Reed. Looking for the score. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
And that was good defense again, and unfortunately we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense, or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Going to work on second down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down.
Black 14. Black 14. King.
Running inside, it's Owens. He just carries it face long into a brick wall and has nothing to show for it again.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. Reed. Makes a grab.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
180 race car. 180 race car. Bridge.
Reed to throw for it on 4th. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
I mean, 4th and goal, and what does he do? He makes plays. This is why quarterbacks with this kind of athletic ability are so hard to stop. Big-time money down on 4th down, and the quarterback makes the play for him.
And a little pressure, no problem. The extra point ties the game here in the 4th. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Tigers sending out their offense, ready to get this drive started. Tie game, 4th quarter, plenty of time to work with, exactly where you want to be in this one. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here.
And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's 2nd and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution. Linebackers in today's football, obviously, guys have gotten smaller. They got to play in space more, cover fast guys out on the perimeter. But how about this linebacker coming downhill and making a physical tackle in the hole?
Big third down as the crowd gets behind trying to pick it up on the ground. Got a little grass. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. And the Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the ground. He's got it again. 9-yard pickup on the play. It's now 2nd and 1.
And this offense doesn't have very many runs left in them. They try to sneak in the run. Nice job by the defense making the tackle. But they've got to try to maximize their time, maximize their plays to try to get some points on the board.
And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
That's a backbreaker if you're the offensive coordinator, because on the first down, you ran the ball, had a really nice gain. Short yardage situation, you just get completely blown up, and now you're having to probably dial up a throw on 3rd down. You need more consistency from the guys up front.
And the timing just a hair off.
And this offense has been a struggle bus. I mean, just call it like it is, guys. It hasn't been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
Tie game here late in the 4th. They want to control the ball, and they're not going to punt it. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive.
And they really haven't put the ball in his hands and said, go win the game. Like, it's kind of been balanced, but this offense, down the stretch, this is a great indication for this offense because he's making a play through the air in a big moment. Gonna need more of it.
And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves into position to win.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Timeout taken here by the Aggies. That'll be their first. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. Single back formation, and they give it to him. That'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal from the 10.
And I think this is starting to get really frustrating for this defense, man. This is a drive that they're putting play after play together. And you finally force the 3rd down, and they get the 1st down again. And so starting to sub some bodies because they're getting a little bit tired. They've got to find a way to get a 3rd down stop.
This crowd knows this defense needs them right now. Touchdown, Tigers! They move on top here in the 4th. The Tigers are back on top.
Well, it's a great job executing by the offense to get that touchdown. I think you kick the extra point right now, make it a 7-point game with only seconds to go.
The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. It'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Might be calling a hot route. Here's Reed to throw. Escapes the pressure going right. He's taking a deep shot. He's got it way down the field. Finds a seam. Touchdown, Aggies. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him. The Aggies get it right back.
Man, you did the hard part. What a drive, putting points together, getting 6. Now, what are you going to do? Decision time. Do you want to go for the win right now, go for the 2-point conversion, or kick this thing and go into overtime with seconds running down on the clock?
And they are a mere extra point away from tying this game. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the 4th. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To the air. It's Levin. Oh, he wants it all. And this is going to be intercepted. A big play in a tie game. And it's a fumble after that huge game. Well, guys, let's play some more. Headed to overtime.
And this just feels right. Both of these teams going back and forth. So, of course, David, this thing needs to get decided in OT.
Let's see who's better. Short amount of time to do it. A couple possessions probably. Maybe one possession each. Who's the better team?
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possessions starting on the opponent's 25.
And it's so nice to be on defense first, to set the tone, to understand what you need. Try to hold them to a field goal. The offense knows they can do their job to go out and get a win. Just two possessions, Palmer. Like, you got to be at your best.
Yeah, and I love the new rules, too, because in the third overtime possession, it goes to alternating two-point plays. Back and forth. Who's got anything left in the tank here in OT?
Throwing Reed. Caught over the middle. It's Riley. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
Short completion on first down, and here comes 2nd and 8. On the ground, it's Owens. Maybe some room here. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one. Here comes 1st and goal as they try to strike here in overtime. They'll run it. It's Owens. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
First down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to match the physicality right here, right now in this situation.
Looking for just one more yard. It's 2nd and goal. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
All right, this offense just keeps trying to pound the ball into the end zone down tight, but the defense, they're very, very physical. So I think you got to think about either a perimeter run, a potential run-pass option, or let your quarterback try to go make a play throwing it.
3rd and goal as they try to punch it in from the doorstep here in overtime. They're working that left side. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
And I love the aggressiveness by the defense. 3rd down and short, I'm going to play with my DBs up. Play aggressive. Try to take away those RPOs, those quick throws, those easy routes. Did a really good job and made the tackle, forcing the 4th down.
Not even a thought to take the field goal. They're going for it on 4th and goal. 4th down, Reed. Can't make the connection, and they get nothing here in the first possession of overtime. First down, and this defense is desperate. Any kind of score, and it's over. Turning it on. Oh, it's a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover. One extra period didn't get it done, and we start the 2nd OT. Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. Oh, better look out. They'll get him on the ground, but he takes it all the way down to the 10.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking the run.
Grabs it. Touchdown, LSU. They get a score to take the lead here in the second overtime. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
Now in the second overtime, you must go for the two-point conversion. Off the play fake. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. They do not get the 2, and now the lead sits at 6 in double OT. They know what's in front of them. They have to answer that score with a touchdown. Reed. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
They've already got a bunch of sacks on them today and another quarterback pressure. This offense has to try to find a way to get the ball out a little bit quicker, to protect their quarterback a little bit more. Whether it's screens, whether it's draws, whether it's rolling your quarterback, something has to change for this offense to protect their quarterback a little bit better.
Back to throw, it's Reed. Unloads to the wideout. Almost had the huge interception there. Man, what a change that would have been. Instead, we're looking at third down.
Man, an almost disaster again for this offense. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. The defense got their hands on another one. They are dialed in. They really got a good beat on this passing game.
He's open on the right. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6.
Kill. 776 captain. 776 captain.
Gets it out quickly. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Might be changing the route. Reed unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Texas A&M. That ties it up here in double OT, and now they can win it. Lining up for the point after and the lead. And the extra point puts them on top by 1. What a show both of these teams put on today. Couple of outstanding squads. Hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the fourth quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team, David, they were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now I think even more so, you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team they find a way to get things done. That's why they're ranked where they're at. And I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving week in and week out they're a really good squad.
That's going to do Welcome to Vaught-Hemingway Stadium in Oxford, Mississippi. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Ole Miss Rebels. Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with you. Let's say hello to our friend Holly Rowe on the sideline.
Checking in with the Rebels head coach. Anytime the Big Ten takes on the SEC, it is more than just about this game. It is about bragging rights and who is the most dominant conference. We'll find out today, guys. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds. The Buckeyes headed for the ball, and we are ready for action. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Extra blockers on the field. Offense goes full house. Gonna run it. It's Lacey. There he goes. Past the 50. The 30. The 20. Touchdown, Rebels. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
Man, these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football game.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Wants to adjust the pattern. Here's Julian saying to throw. Finds his man. It's Jackson. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
That's a really nice job by the cornerback playing with his eyes. He sees the running back release out of the backfield, sees him get the ball. And this guy's tough. You know, there are a lot of corners out there that would try to submarine these rig running backs, and then they get hurdled. Not this guy. Good job getting the tackle, getting him on the ground.
They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. What a tackle in the backfield. He'll lose 6 on the play.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
The Land Sharks circling. Crowd getting this defense whipped up on 3rd down. Saying, trying to be heard above the noise. Under fire. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
And that is absolutely not a surprise. Great job by the defense. And what did they do? They doubled it. Palmer, you got a #1 receiver out wide that we know they're going to force feed. How do you take it away? How do you send those double teams? What kind of coverages do you mix up? But a lot of attention early on that young man.
Yeah, and I think for the quarterback, David, that's one you just got to give that one to the defense and say, good call. You doubled my best receiver. I got to go somewhere else with the football. You're going to get opportunities to throw this guy the ball. He's one of the best in the entire country. You just got to be a little bit more selective and find those one-on-one matchups.
Here comes the Ole Miss offense onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Makes the catch. And he runs through 1 tackle and picks up a few.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
And the Rebels can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. They'll try the right side. There's some room. They make the stop right at the 30-yard line, but it's a 10-yard pickup and a first down.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. But he's got a head of steam. Boy, he is hard to bring down.
Now on first down from the 30. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Lets it fly deep downfield. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. Second down coming.
Man, as you see, once you start to get to the red zone, the contested catch rate goes way through the roof. Who can make those plays when you're physically getting hit? Nice job by the defense, man. Make them earn it. Make them feel it. Get your hands through the contact of the football when they're trying to make the catch. Great job breaking on the football at the perfect time.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming. He'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. And he'll need to curl this one in from 44 yards out on the right hash. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And now the lead is even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking for space. It's Jackson. Got enough for the first. Running free. At the 30. Past the 10. Into the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
That's a nice job by the offense there in their second drive. I know in the opening possession you go 3 and out. You're scratching your head. That didn't obviously go the way you wanted to, but a good job of sort of collecting yourselves, going through the next couple play calls, and making sure everybody's back on the same page. We saw this offense, David, on this drive really be in sync and finally find the rhythm.
You got to like the answers, right? Like sometimes you come out, sometimes you're situated and you're ready to rock and roll and it comes out hot. Sometimes it doesn't, but I like the response. Their defense does their job, gets them the football back. They
got a little room. He's going to get loose. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. That dude ought to have a lethal sticker on his helmet. Anytime he touches it, it can be a score. He touched it, and it was.
No doubt. Unbelievable speed. And if you're back deep for a kickoff, obviously you've got those wheels. But to be able to get through, and guess what? No flags. You know it's going to count. Great job by the special teams being special.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Give to the single back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
That back had nowhere to go. The defensive line ate up the blocks. But how about the linebackers swarming in, coming in and making a great play on the ball carrier?
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Throw it, say it. Fires to the wideout. Incomplete. They fought for it, but it just squirted harmlessly to the ground.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go with the ball.
And the Buckeyes will hustle to the line. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, third down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win, and gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
Really helps the play calling when you get 8 on first down. It's 2nd and 2. Zayn fires left. Oh, he drops it. That is a catch he makes 99 times out of 100, but it'll be 3rd down.
What a play by the defender that time, because he's matched up one-on-one man coverage against an outstanding wide receiver, and it's the defender who makes the play. Really, really good position. He was up to the challenge.
Could be an alley. And they give him enough for the first down. They'll move the chains, and let's see if they can snap it one more time here in the first. We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. They've got a first down here to open the period. Here's Zayn to throw. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
He's got the back in the middle. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
And I like a good check down as much as anybody. Survey the field, don't make a mistake, check it down to your running back, let him do the rest. But there was 2 guys right next to him. So that was actually a little bit of a dangerous throw, but you could tell they were definitely locked in, and they were not going to let that running back catch that football and go anywhere after the catch.
He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. The Buckeyes looking to convert on 4th down. Zayn back to the air. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive. Now we get a timeout taken by the Rebels. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. 1st and goal, and this feels like their chance to make a game of it. They'll try to get it in with the run. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Nowhere to run, and he barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage. You can't afford to squander these opportunities once you get into the red zone. Twice they've been denied. Here's 3rd and goal. Trying to barrel in. Touchdown, Buckeye! And they take it in for 6 more points. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I'll tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Using his legs, it's Lacey. Picks up the first down. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
They're going to keep feeding this guy the football, guys. Over 100 yards rushing with that last carry now. We knew coming into this game today, they had to get the running game going. They had to be able to turn around, hand it off, and get positive yards and set themselves up into manageable 3rd down situations. And we've seen them in any area of the field so far in this one have success in the running game. They'll keep that up until this defense proves they can stop it.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Going for it all. Upstairs, he's got it. Breaks into the open. Touchdown, Rebels. Once he got some room, it was over.
If I'm a play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Say it. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Ole Miss. And they turn it into a defensive score.
One of the things I love about this linebacker, guys, is the versatility. He's not just good against the run. He not only can rush the passer, he can cover as well. Great job reading the QB's eyes, plucks the football out of the air, and he's not going down. He's not running out of bounds. He's taking this thing all the way back to the house.
And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Motion from the wide receiver. Here's Julian saying to throw. Spits it out to the back. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
And a lot of times when you see running backs catch the football, man, they've got a little bit of space to operate. That's great coverage. Being right there when he catches the ball to deliver the hit, to make sure he doesn't secure the catch, elite coverage.
Only able to pick up a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
It'll be 3rd and long. They go right back to him. He was trying to reach the sticks, but he doesn't quite make it down at the 23. It's 4th down. Wait just a minute, guys. The offense looks as if they're going for it in their own end. 4th down, say it. At the 35, he's got room. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the 1st down on a gutsy call to keep this drive alive. The definition of 4-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense, it's a little bit of a gamble, but they get the 1st down. Nothing to worry about.
I think this defense really needs to start thinking about really fencing this quarterback in. You cannot let him go east or west because he will extend the play with his legs and his speed, then hurt you throwing the football.
Timeout signal 4 by the Buckeyes. That's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Throwing, say it. It's on target and complete. Just enough time to get off one more snap. Again, it's Sayin. Fires toward the end zone. It's incomplete, and they tried to get one on the board before the break and couldn't quite make the connection. The Rebels will kick it off to start the second half. And he's not going to take the touchback. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Ohio State sending out the offense to start this drive. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
On the run, it's Jackson. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Sayin. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Sayin to throw for it on fourth. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on downs.
And I get it. At this point in the second half, dude, we got to make something happen. We haven't been good enough. We got to score a lot of points and quickly. You got to be aggressive. They tried. They failed again. This game is all but over.
Wants to throw on first down. Under fire. And down he goes. The defense bringing the heat.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and a first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
And the Rebels with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. To the air on second down. Rush is on him. He's on the move. He's knocked down short gain, maybe a pickup of 3. That defense rallied to the ball in a hurry.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative, and that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield, nothing there, so instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Third play of the drive, and they need to take advantage of this field position by making something happen on third and long. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be fourth down.
Offense facing fourth down.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Touchdown, Rebels. And the beatdown has ensued. Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish it up with a 15-yard scoring toss. He's going to take a chance, and the ball pops out. Oh, inviting disaster. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
Man, this kickoff here, they've got heat-seeking missiles running down the field with bad intentions. They hit that return man with authority, and that's what popped the ball loose.
They'll start this drive going to the air. Going for 6. Touchdown, Rebels! Snagged it in the end zone and put points on the board. They'll try to add another to their lead. And he knocked that one right down the middle. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Making side adjustments here. Oh, that was less than choreographed. Everybody going on their own snap count there. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. So important to keep your concentration. Get off on the snap count, not before it. It's 1st and 15. Oops, someone moved just a bit early, and the offense is going to pick up a penalty. Mental errors like that just kill drives. We'll see if they can overcome it. Here's Sayin to throw. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Makes a grab for a big play. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam, and the defense finally got it. Looking to pass. It's Sayin. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Touchdown, Ohio State. They went for it all, and it paid off with the score.
And nice job by the quarterback, hanging in the pocket, hanging in there. He knew he was going to take a lick. He took the lick, delivered a strike, and got the score.
And the extra point is good. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. Still down big here in the 3rd quarter, but if you can recover this onside kick, you might get back in the game. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. Looking downfield on 1st down. Quarterback floating away from pressure. They get to him as he throws. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Incomplete, and they got a hand on that right at the line of scrimmage.
When you talk about versatility at the running back spot, you got to talk about this guy in the conversation. He already has caught a touchdown on this one. They're still trying to throw him the football. That one goes incomplete, but I would keep this up if I'm on offense.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Throws to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag, and that receiver might have used a push-off to get free. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. Wait just a second. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to go for it in this situation. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
I like the idea to go for it there on 4th down. You're basically at midfield, and you've got confidence in your guys to be able to go out. You've got experience in this offense. Guys have made these types of plays before. That time, the defense stepped up. They bowed up, and
he hurls one deep down the left side. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Say it. Still moving to his right, trying to make a big play. He's knocked out of bounds as he gets it across midfield and down to the 46. The Buckeyes racing to the line in a hurry-up.
And they're going to need a lot more of this to get back in this football game. They're trailing. They're trying to make plays. I like the decision-making of the young man, though. Don't force the football. We already got to make big plays. The defense knows it, too. Nice job pulling it down, scrambling, getting the 1st down. Now you got to keep it going.
Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. To the air, it's Sayin. Pocket breaking down. Got him for the sack. This defense turning up the intensity. We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. And they've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we've gotten here. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. They'll run the counter. And some room to work. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
They showed this run in the 1st half, right? You saw it. They loaded up on this side, ran the football, had some success. What do they do in the 2nd half? Pull some guys, run the counter the other direction to keep...
Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes! He got it back corner of the end zone. When he let that go ahead and signal touchdown. He knew it was 6.
And most of the time you hear about those 50-50 balls out wide. Nowadays, with these guys that are so big and strong and so good at going and getting the ball, it's more like 80-20. And you could...
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. How about this? These guys are going for 2. Here's Julian Sayin to throw. He's got it. 2-point conversion is good. Just a couple of possessions down, so there is some hope. If they're going to pull off this big rally, they'll need to get this one back. They line up for the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. So that last touchdown made it a 2-possession game, but if this offense can do its job, they can put this one away. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
I know exactly what I have to do here. Defensively, we got to get the stop. So we're playing run. We're selling out to run because we're thinking they're going to run the football, and we got 3 timeouts. Let's use them wisely. Let's use those timeouts, save as much clock as we can. So
maybe a crease. Smashes ahead. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Rebels. And the punishment has been extended. Boy, did he just scorch that defense for that score.
He shows you all of it, Reese. He's got the speed. He's got the agility. This dude's a big-time playmaker. Just give him the ball, and he'll find different ways to kill you on different plays.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Say it. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the left. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down.
Well, you got to think here offensively that you may have 2 more possessions in this game. You can still...
He'll loft one deep down the left side. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
This was my favorite time to be a defensive lineman, man. You get up big, late in the game, you know it's past. You're just teeing off on the quarterback. The defensive backs, they're bailing, playing those deep passes. It is hard to play offensive football in this situation.
And the Buckeyes want to move quickly.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's a big-time moment. In the fourth quarter, you know the ball's going to be in his hands. Got to get to him. Got to ruffle his feathers, hit him a few times, make him feel uncomfortable.
The Buckeyes in a good spot here with second and short. Say it. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Couldn't find much breathing room to return it, but the interception has this offense in business at the 27. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. And after that interception, things quite comfortable. Big lead, clock winding down. They should be able to take care of business here.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. He's forced out of bounds well behind the line of scrimmage, and the defense will take it as a sack. You make up the game plan, and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Wide open downfield. Oh, a lot of space. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Man, this just starts to hurt your pride, right? You're down by several scores. It's in the fourth quarter, and they keep making big plays. This is something where you just got to buck up. You got to do something about it. You got to find something down deep and go make a play so you can get the ball back and maybe get back in this game.
They've avoided the interception all day, but they're lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Here's a heat. Oh, he's got some space. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels.
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great back. And 4 touchdowns on the day.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Here's Sayin to throw. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. The Buckeyes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. And as he throws, just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard to see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
finding some room. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off.
And how about that, man? If you're a defense, that's demoralizing. You get them in a known passing situation. They slip the run in there. All you got to do now, you're playing deep for pass, but now come up, just make the tackle. Force a fourth down. The defense could not get the back on the ground, Palmer, and he gets the first down.
Yeah, David, and better gap integrity up front, too, on defense. I know you think it's going to be pass, but that doesn't give you an excuse to get out of your lane. Everybody's thinking sack the quarterback, but now they just opened a huge crease for that running back, and he took advantage of it.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and where's that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to buckle.
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation. Hit.
And guys, hold that thought just a second, because here comes the fourth down play. If they don't get it here, this one is probably over. Quarterback making adjustments. He just couldn't hold his water long enough in the line of scrimmage. It'll be a penalty. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. Fourth down, say it. Looking left. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field.
Well, it's been that kind of day for the offense, and this quarterback specifically, they've had their chances. They've had opportunities throughout the course of the game to get some pitches and catches and make some explosive plays. Just not able, though, to hook up. And you saw it on that fourth down play.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Couldn't find much breathing room to return it, but the interception has this offense in business at the 27.
Reese, I know you're a little bit of a front runner, so you probably would quit. You'd probably sub yourself out and take yourself out of the game. But I like that they're continuing to fight. Keep fighting. You never know what's going to happen. Actually, you know what? I know you're not going to win, but it doesn't matter. Keep fighting to the very end.
Plows through the defense. And he'll be tackled, and that'll bring us to the end of the game. I'm not sure anyone saw that coming. Not that this team couldn't lose, but the way they lost. And I think they've got some soul-searching to do now, guys.
I think they've got some soul-searching. I think a lot of fans, including myself, I don't know about you, David, scratching my head a little bit, because normally I would tell you, well, the number one team loses, they're still in the college football playoff hunt. But after that loss, I'm questioning whether they can even win their own conference. They got smacked around today.
Yeah, and I think that's what matters. Like, in the committee's eyes, we always see, like, a convincing loss like this, a beatdown. Like, this is not a good thing on your resume. A lot of time it ends up being an anchor that will keep you out of that spot. Still a good team. Still a lot of time to do some great things in front of them. Today was a disappointing day.
This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis saying goodbye, everybody.